At breakfast, our 4-year-old son asked my wife, "Mommy, when is that funny uncle coming back? He gave me a toy car and I want to play with him again." The spoon froze halfway to my mouth. Milk had spilled across the table earlier, drying into a thin white scar between us. The morning light was wrong, too clean, too honest. It showed everything. Our son swung his legs beneath the chair, humming. Crumbs clung to his lips, innocent, oblivious. He looked at his mother when he asked it. Not at me. "Mommy," he said, voice bright, careless. "When is that funny uncle coming back?" The word uncle echoed in my skull like a dropped plate that never finished shattering. My wife's hand twitched. Just once. A microsecond of panic before control snapped back into place. She smiled too quickly. Reached for her coffee. "Eat your eggs," she said. Her voice was calm, trained. Our son frowned. Thought about it, then added the part that ended my morning forever. "He gave me a toy car," he said. "The red one. I want to play with him again." Silence pressed in. The refrigerator hummed. A car passed outside. Life continued, ignorant of the crack running through my chest. Funny uncle. We didn't have an uncle like that. I watched my wife's reflection in the window. Her jaw tightened. Her eyes refused to meet mine. She sipped coffee she didn't need. Something old and cold stirred inside me. Not anger, not yet. Calculation. I reached for my napkin. Wiped my mouth slowly. I made sure my hands didn't shake. "Who's the funny uncle?" I asked. Casual, curious, almost bored. She didn't answer right away. That was enough, she laughed. Too softly. A laugh that tried to turn the question into a joke. "He means my cousin," she said. "You know how kids are." "Cousin." I cataloged the word and set it aside like a weapon I might need later. Our son shook his head, immediate, certain. "No," he said. "Not cousin." He looked at me then, smiled, trusted me. "He came when you were at work," he added. "And Mommy said I should call him Uncle." There it was. I felt something detach inside me, a clean separation, like a switch flipping off. I nodded, gave my son a smile. Kissed his hair. "That's nice," I said. My wife watched me too closely. Waiting for something? An explosion. A question she couldn't answer. I gave her nothing. At work, the day passed in fragments. Numbers blurred. Emails went unread. Every memory replayed itself with new lighting. Late nights, sudden errands, her phone face down on the table. I had trusted the rhythm of our life, trusted the ordinary. Now the ordinary felt staged. I remembered the red toy car. It had appeared one evening without explanation. She said it was a gift from daycare. I believed her. Belief is a choice. That night, I lay beside her and listened to her breathe. Counted the seconds between inhales. Thought about how easily air moves in and out of someone capable of erasing you. I didn't confront her. I didn't ask questions. I began preparing. I moved quietly, like a guest in my own life. I checked the phone records first. Not her phone, mine. Shared plan. Patterns matter more than messages. A number appeared too often, always during my shifts, always deleted on her end. I memorized it. I watched her routines, timed her grocery trips, counted the minutes, noticed how often she came home with nothing. I scheduled a DNA test under the guise of a routine medical check for our son. My voice never cracked when I signed the forms. At night, I lay awake and replayed moments I had ignored, her body turning slightly away from mine, her smile arriving a second too late. The way she said my name like it belonged to someone else. I wasn't angry. Anger is loud, sloppy. This was something cleaner. I followed the number. A man from her office, married, one child. Pictures of family barbecues and forced happiness. Funny uncle. I imagined him kneeling on my living room floor, pushing a red toy car toward my son. Imagined my wife watching, approving, facilitating, training my child to accept a stranger. The DNA results arrived on a Tuesday. I didn't open them right away. I made dinner, helped with homework, put my son to bed. Then I sat alone at the table where the milk had dried. I opened the envelope. Confirmed. My son was mine. The relief was sharp, brief, gone as soon as it arrived. This wasn't about blood. It was about access. I waited 3 more days. Timing is everything. Friday night, our son asleep, house quiet, no excuses left. I placed the phone records on the table. The DNA report beside them, neat, organized, undeniable. She froze when she saw them. Didn't cry at first, just stared, like someone watching their own reflection fracture. "You followed me," she whispered. "No," I said. "You exposed yourself." She sat down slowly. hands trembling now, the mask finally slipping. It didn't mean anything, she said. That sentence always comes. Like a ritual. I slid the photo across the table. The red toy car, in his hand. In my living room. He met our son, I said. You invited him into my house. Her breath hitched. She reached for the table like it might fall away. I was lonely, she said. I nodded. I know. That hurt her more than shouting ever could. I had already spoken to a lawyer. I had already spoken to his wife. She knew everything. I watched realization dawn in my wife's eyes as I stood. He's gone, I said. From his job. From his home. From your life. She broke then. Fully. Hands over her face. Sounds I didn't recognize as human. I felt nothing. I packed a bag. Mine. Not hers. I'm not taking our son, I said. He deserves stability. I'll see him every day. She looked up. Hope flickering. This is mercy, I added. Don't confuse it with forgiveness. I walked to the door. She called my name. I didn't turn around. Weeks later, my son asked about the funny uncle again. I told him he moved far away. That was true. My wife doesn't look at me the same now. She watches me like someone watches a locked door. I sleep better alone. Betrayal doesn't always end in fire. Sometimes it ends in silence. And silence is where I finally learned how little of her I needed to survive.